MYSUARA FM.
MYSUARA FM, Citra Generasi Informatif. Wah, dah ramai tunggu Cik Wan Solihah, Miss Wan Solihah. Hai Miss Wan.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Wah, you so ceria lah.
Cheerful. I'm good. I'm so good. Alhamdulillah. How are you, DJ Arin?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Okay, Miss Wan.
Yeah.
Today, what is our lesson for today?
Okay. The topic for our lesson for today class is regarding something that we do in our workplace or in our daily life, which is I'm going to talk about some common mistakes in letter writing. Informal letter writing.
It's very important,
Yes.
Actually, because we always used to write. Untuk tulis kita punya karangan surat. Biasanya kalau untuk actually for me lah.
Yeah. How about you, Arin?
Usually I write a letter for invitation.
Yeah.
Then for asking for sponsors.
Asking for sponsors.
That's it lah.
All right.
Okay,
There are actually many types of letters, isn't it?
yeah.
We do have, just like what you said, we have letters of invitation, letters of complaints, letters of cancelling,
Yeah.
letters asking for confirmation,
Yeah.
asking for sponsorships. There are a lot of reasons why we have to write a formal letter. All right. And why do you think, despite our technology that we have, we do have Skype, we have WhatsApp, we have Facebook, where we can, PM message through Messenger and all, why do you think, personally, we still need to write using formal letter? Why do you think so?
This is because of the first is because of the documentation.
Documentation,
And
yeah.
then for courtesy.
Courtesy, good.
Okay, then what?
Where did you learn the word courtesy?
Of course, from Miss Wan Solihah.
All right. Okay, it is undeniable, okay, all listeners. Letters are important in our everyday lives. As technologically developed as the world is today, people still rely on concrete evidence. That's why when you said, black and white things, so this is what we call concrete evidence. To have something confirmed in writing, okay, for documentation purpose, which a letter does from time to time, never fail doing so. So that's why we need to write formal letter as a concrete evidence. And you know what? When we write a letter, it gives. Okay, just now you said a sense of courtesy, right? All right, that is very true. When we write a letter, it gives both the sender and receiver a sense of personal touch. Both parties see themselves as important and part of the development of something. Whether real or imaginary, the letter also acts as an ambassador. Like duta, something
Yes.
for the writer. At the same time, letters are long-lasting, can be kept. Just like for documentation purpose, tangible letters also evidence of information you communicate to others. So in future, let's say if we come across any issues or related problems pertaining to the any issues that we have, we will always come out to the letter. We will always come back to the letter to see, okay, this is something, this is the evidence that you have sent me before this. You said this, and this. That's why what we call concrete evidence. So for the purpose of writing, our attention will be more on the business than to the personal letter, for formal letter, right?
Yeah.
As important as the letter is, but there are also, pitfalls to letter writing. What does it mean by the word pitfalls? When I said letter is important, yes, but there are also pitfalls.
Maybe about something happened, problem.
Yeah, good. Pitfalls mean, the definition of pitfalls, Pitfalls. Okay, this is new vocab. Pitfalls means a hidden danger. It can be a hidden danger, a hidden hazard, issues, problems. Looking at writing letter, letter writing, it's something like, very plain, very something that we know that we need in our life, but it also have something, issues can also be coming out from that. So that's what we call pitfalls, a hidden danger.
Okay, hidden danger. Okay, Miss Wan, we continue our lesson. after this song.
Alright, stay
Okay.
tuned.
MYSUARA FM Citra Generasi Informatif. Okey, hari ini sebenarnya kita belajar dengan Miss Wan tentang bagaimana caranya untuk menulis surat rasmi secara betul. Betul tak Miss Wan?
Yeah, I'm going to highlight a few things. We are putting more emphasis on the common mistakes in writing letters. But actually, Arin, it's not only for letter writing. It is also applicable for emails and also memos.
Memos, okay.
Yeah. As long as it is a formal writing.
Memo also we use a formal writing.
Yeah, memo. I mean, the language, the choice of vocabularies need to be, a bit different. Actually, things can be classified as formal or informal. Okay, but the style and language is the things that determine the formality or otherwise of a letter, of something that we have written. All right? So anyway, speaking of writing something formal, okay, especially in our workplace, this can be divided into two aspects, okay, that we should look into. The first one is from the aspect of format and organization. Okay, the other one is in terms of we see it in terms of the language wise. All right, speaking of format and organization, if you, Arin, if you are about to send a letter to another company, okay, let's say it's a letter of complaints. What was your first step before sending? No, before even writing the letter.
Of course, I make a draft first.
Yeah, you make a draft.
Okay, after that,
Draft of the content or draft of what?
draft of the content.
All right.
Because usually the format of the letter is a
Depends on the company that you're working
depends on
for.
the company, yes.
Yes, correct. What else?
Okay.
After
then,
you do the drafting?
after I do the drafting, then I write the letter lah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. If you did write the draft, you did something like, you're drafting, it shows that you are doing some preparation for it.
Yeah.
If I were to write a letter, now especially something involved two important parties, I would normally do some research. I go to the internet, I researched on a few templates, wording templates, which I think which I think can suit the tone and mood. It depends on to whom you're writing the letters for. Because it can be for writing letters of complaints, for writing letters of cancellation, for writing letters of confirmation, for writing letters of letters of apologizing. The choice of words and the tone, it should be different. Do you agree or not? It should be different, right?
Yeah.
Because there are words which convey certain moods. Okay, for example, in writing a letter of cancellation, for example, okay, how would we come up with the idea that we would like to cancel the booking that we have made earlier on?
First, we write about the apologize.
Yeah. We have to mention things like, we apologize for the inconveniences caused, things like that. And there are certain terms that we use, like we regret to inform you that this is very common. Okay, dear sir, we regret to inform you that we would like to cancel. And the choice of words would like is also to show politeness, the sense of politeness. Instead of I want, we better use the word I would like to.
Because I want is like a very
to show something that you want,
Yeah, but I think that I want is so direct.
Yeah, so that you get correct. And instead of saying can you do this and that, okay, in writing letter of asking someone to do something for you, would you please or could you please, this choice of vocabularies. All right. So speaking of format and organization, coming back to that, you said that the format depends on the organization. Yeah, it is so correct. I noticed that for different organization, we do have this different style and procedures of letter writings or even emails or even memos. So that one is depends. It's just that as long as you can organize your points to be very organized, comprehensible. Comprehensible means understood. That is okay already. It's just that you have to be very careful with your language wise. All right. So speaking of language wise, okay, you do the drafting. Okay, we can also, one of the strategies is we can do drafting. We can also look into the internet or look into any sources that you can rely on. Look for the good templates. This is for people who are not used to writing letters. But from time to time, through accumulative experience that you have, you're going to do better. But for those who are not used to writing letter, you may start look into the internet and find good templates with good wordings, okay, to be used in your letter. And you can make a compilation of those things so that in future it will be easier for you to just pick the most suitable lines for you to use.
Okay, Miss Wan, kita rehat dulu dan kita dengarkan dulu lagu ini di MYSUARA FM, Citra Generasi Informatif.
Alright.
MYSUARA FM, Citra Generasi Informatif. Okay, Miss Wan, let's continue our lesson for today.
Alright. I would like actually to talk about language-wise. Okay, but beforehand, let me talk a bit on the format and organization. All right. In the area of the address, address, when we write a formal letter, we need to have our own address. We need to know that it is very important to state who the letter is direct to in an organization. Okay, you nak hantar kat siapa? In business letters, there are two addresses. The sender's and the recipient's address. Recipients tu kita lah, we. And in the area of the recipient's address, you must state who in particular the letter is meant for. You write the address, name and position of the person you are writing to. And referring to the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary 2006, okay, stated there, it will amount to a waste of effort if, for example, you wrote to an organization without directing your letter to a specific person as. That's very correct. You get it or not?
Yeah.
You write a letter, but you do not direct to a specific person. Okay. And to address someone, okay, there are ways to address someone whose name you do not know. Okay, for example, you are not sure. Okay. And this normally happens in writing a letter asking for sponsorship, where you don't really you are not really sure what's the name of the pengarah, what's the name of the CEO, director and all. And you might probably just write the position, and then for the salutation, when it comes to the salutation, like dear something though, that's what we call salutation. You can start with dear sir or dear madam. Or normally Americans' way of coming out with the salutation, they write to whom it may concern. To whom is WHOM, okay, not WHO. Many people, they wrote it like, to who it may concern. No, it is to whom. Untuk sesiapa yang berkenaan. To whom, yeah. So remind, okay, to whom it may concern. But in addressing someone by name, okay, you can use their title and surname. For example, being an academician, we normally write names with title like doctor, professors. All right. So dear Dr. Smith, dear Dr. Abu, dear Dr. Rizal, for example. And then the difference between British way and American way of writing the salutation is, for example, when it comes to dear Dr. Rizal, for example, after DR, there must be a dot.
Yes.
All right? Yeah. Oh, you know that.
Yeah.
And for British way of writing the salutation, dear doctor, and there's no dot, and straight away the name. For example, dear Dr. Jasmani. So we don't need the full stop there. That's how we differentiate.
The full stop is the sign of the short form, right?
Yep.
To mention people.
Yeah, correct.
That is a
Yep,
short
correct. It's just that we are, being differentiated
form.
by the ideology that we are using. Ideology, yeah. It can be British, it can be American. So for Malaysia, okay, which one are we using?
We use the dot.
We
Even
use
though
British.
We use the British.
Yeah, we use British English.
Yes, but
But
sometimes for that thing, I think
by book we are using British English, but by practice many times we use American English, which I am not sure why.
But because I think the we can differentiate the different of the English and British.
Yeah,
Because
American and British.
Before, for example, some of the terms like flat and apartment. Actually, this is both same. But one times ago, we call it flat.
Flat.
Then suddenly people change to call it apartment. We never use flat anymore.
It depends, language also evolve, from time to time. They have its own development. But things that make it change, one of them is the culture. It belongs to the culture and, the geography of where you are staying. For example, in Malaysia, we do still have a difference between flats and apartment. Based on the dictionary, apartment means a place, high-rise buildings where you reside in it, but they have shared facilities around, like guards, security guards. It has swimming pool. But flat, they do not have all those things. In other words,
for example, we always use lift and elevator.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
That is very British and American.
Which one is now because we always use lift, right?
Yeah.
Lift is a British or
Lift is American. Elevator is English.
Elevator is English, but we never use
British.
it. But as we know, we are British practice, but we never said or we never practice to call that as elevator.
It's not that we never. It's just that there are certain things, certain terms we use British, and certain terms we are used to American. One of the reasons is probably some of us, we got the education from US. We do also have, through Penutur Jati program in schools. We also accept native speakers coming from US to teach our nation here. There are a lot of factors contributing to what's happening to our language, and it might probably because of the media too. Media also play their role in coming up with programs, in the televisions from US, the movies. Even our Microsoft words are also from US. That's why our spelling tend to be coming from US spelling. All right, so anyway, speaking of how you end your letter. Normally we end our letter by regards. And it can also be yours sincerely, or another one, yours faithfully. All right. I would like to ask you, what is the difference between yours sincerely and yours faithfully? What's the difference?
I think your sincerely is more to formal. Or someone.
Faithfully, more like friend.
Yes. Maybe more closely. I think
Yeah.
Because sincerely is for someone stranger. Maybe someone you don't know. So your sincerely. Is it correct?
It's the other way around. But you're almost there. Good. Okay. Your sincerely, you use that if you have addressed the person by name. For example, Dear Datuk Doctor something.
Then we use
Dear Datuk Seri Mustafa Ishak, for example. Dear Dr. Rizal, Dear Dr. Jasmani, Dear Miss Wan, Dear DJ Arin. Okay, so that is when you have addressed the person by name, so you can use yours sincerely. But let's say if you began the letter by Dear Sir or Dear Madam, or even worse, to whom it may concern, and then you may end the letter with yours faithfully. This is according to, how the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary 2000 practice. All right.
Okay.
So, shall I continue with the language-wise a bit? Can I touch a bit on that?
Maybe after this song.
All right, sure.
Kan?
All right.
Okay, so kita berehat dulu di MYSUARA FM. Okay, MYSUARA FM, Citra Generasi Informatif. Baik, Miss Wan, we just left 10 minutes for our session.
All right.
Okay.
So, could you please allow me, Cik? Could you please? Instead of saying, can you please? Okay, we better use could you please?
Could you please?
Okay, it sounds nicer. Alright, anyway, DJ Arin, let me talk a bit on the language-wise. Okay, the common mistakes done in terms when it comes to language-wise, in writing memo, emails, or even letter. Alright, so in writing sending messages of whatever intentions that you have in your letter or in your email, you need to have the consistencies. It needs to be consistent. Okay, when speaking of consistencies, what does it mean, Arin? Kena consistent bila menulis. Consistent in terms of what? Points, yeah. Points is one thing. How about the language? Speaking of the language.
Yeah, speaking of the language.
Okay.
Let's say you use British.
Yeah,
So you
correct.
put
That's what
British.
I meant. Okay. Normally, for example, you wrote things like booking cancellation. Okay, you are writing a letter of booking cancellation, of cancellation something last. Okay, let's say it's a booking cancellation. You spell the word cancellation CANCELLATION, isn't it? All right, and suddenly you towards the end of the letter there are things like we apologize for the inconveniences caused. All right, we apologize. APO. How would you spell the word apologize? Tak payah buat muka kan?
APP.
Oh no, APO.
APOLOG. GIZE.
All right, good. Apologize. APOLOGIZE. All right. My concern is, okay, apologize is correct. What you spelled is correct. But my concern is the consistencies. All right. Just now up there, the title itself is booking cancellation, where you have written it, we have spelled it loud, right? Cancellation, CANCELLATION. Double L. Double L for the word cancellation means that is using British English, not American English.
If American, just one L.
Just one L. Like
Alright.
enrollment, enrollment pendaftaran, right? ENROLLMENT. But for American, only one L. Enrollment. Double L,
Also, kalau,
British.
Let's say really is one.
No. That one is not. That one is really.
RELLY.
Yeah, RELLY. All right. So, apologize. APOLOGIZE. The use of the letter Z means you are using American English. So up there is British, down here is British, American. So it's not consistent. You have to really go through and have second check, double check with it. So that's why I said we need to have consistencies in our in our English. And another aspect apart from the using of American and British English is probably the tenses that we used. The tenses. We starting from the first sentence, we use present tense. But towards the end, there will be a mix of a bit of present tense, a bit of past tense, and then coming back to present tense. It just happened. It just happened that way. So we need to really be careful. We really need to be careful because you know why? Why we have to really be careful? Because just now we talk about writing a formal letter to another organization is actually act as an ambassador, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's all about how we put ourselves. Okay. So people might get wrong impression that we have created of ourselves, or what's worse is of our company. We are the mirror of our company.
Yes.
If we fail to write good letter, as an employee, we know that
But sometimes when we use a
mhm,
different meaning,
mhm,
because when we use, for example,
mhm,
like you said, sometimes guna present tense.
depends on the
sometimes
context.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes guna past time. That
If the context is appropriate,
yes.
yeah,
Then
that is fine.
then the sometimes of the sentence like macam what salah faham, miscommunication because of the
Yeah, correct.
Understand
Correct.
the
Instead
meaning
of
that.
conveying your message,
Yes.
then it cause another trouble.
Yes.
So that's dangerous. And you have to also be careful with our spelling. Like, last time I received this one later asking me about a reservation. But it turns out to be a reversation. Yeah, like
Of course, different
conversation.
meaning.
Yeah, conversation, conservation, things like this. We really need to have to get our letter get proofread. Get someone to proofread lah, to proofread it, because sometimes we using our eyes. This is something that we wrote ourselves. Kita tak perasan, we mislook into it. But when sometimes we use another pair of eyes and thoughts and brains, sometimes they can detect it. They can spot that on. All right, so I have this one word, the very common one used in emails or letters. Look forward to. Have you heard that word?
Look forward, yes.
To.
Look forward to.
Look forward to means, a feeling of excitement. Perasaan yang tertunggu-tunggu. Oh well, I look forward to, I look forward to going to your party, for example. You are being invited, and then normally we would reply, oh, I look forward to. Things to show, courtesy kita nak cakap kan. We look forward to. But
something like insyaAllah lah.
Yeah. Okay, but this is more like towards excitement. All right, so for example, we apologize for the inconveniences caused and look forward to receive your response. What is the mistake there? Look forward to.
Look forward to your response.
Look forward to receive your response. After to, the word receive. Why?
Because it's the same redundant, is it?
Redundant. This is something that I mentioned in class before.
Because okay, look forward to is like a same meaning to the look forward to what the sentence?
Receive your response.
Look forward to is kita tunggu you punya respon kan. Lepas tu dia letak lagi
receive.
look
So
forward to dah
so it should be
just look forward to
your response.
Or just look just use the receive your
right. Okay. Let me tell you the answer. The answer is both terms. The phrase look forward to is acceptable here. And also the word receive, it is also acceptable. What is not acceptable here is the word receive has to be receiving instead of just receive. We normally just put the word receive after to, considering that this is something like infinitive to. You get what I mean? All right, but why? What make receive need to be receiving? Even after the word to, look forward to receiving your response. I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to listening to you. I look forward to teaching you. I look forward to going to that place with you. Look forward to is actually a phrasal verb. Phrasal verb. The category is phrasal verb. After this, we will have one slot, probably next week. Discussing about phrasal verb, because it's important, very important. And look forward to is one word which belongs together. Look itself is a verb. Receive, which coming afterwards, is also a verb. And verb after verb is something that we call gerund. And gerund means second verb needs to have ing. So look forward to receiving your response. And the word respond also, sometimes kami tertunggu-tunggu respon dari pihak anda. Respon kat situ bermaksud bukan memberi respon, tapi respon dalam bentuk kata nama. Response. And the spelling should be response. Instead of respond. Because respond belongs to verb category. This is coming back to the parts of speech which I mentioned in our first class. If you still remember, right, DJ?
Yes, I still remember.
All right, so I guess we are now at we have reached 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all for today. I hope what we have discussed for today can somehow benefit all the listeners as well as myself.
Okay, thank you to Miss Wan.
All right, see you again.
Saya rasa mungkin dah banyak dah input yang kita dapat daripada Miss Wan, macam mana caranya nak menulis surat formal dalam bahasa Inggeris. Jadi lepas ni kita boleh tahulah perkataan-perkataan yang kita boleh gunakan dan perkataan apa yang tidak perlu kita gunakan. Yang penting selepas kita buat surat tu kita kena ada proof reading.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Dengar lagi
Dengar. Okey lah. Jom kita dengarkan dulu lagu ini.